As Beatty struggled with Altman, Dennis Hopper was planning his next film.
Well, I'm going to now make the movie that I wanted to make as my first movie, which is called The Last Movie. It starts with the last scene of the movie being shot, and the company leaves, and these people are left with the streets, where one man becomes the director, and he makes the people build a stick camera, and he makes them act out the violence that he saw the movie company acting out.
After being turned down by his former partners at BBS, Dennis Hopper took his new project to Universal Pictures, which set up its own low-budget division, headed by Ned Tannen, to try to cash in on the youth market.
A friend of mine was flying with Dennis Hopper on an airplane, and he said, Dennis loves me and Bob McGee, and he wants to hear some more of your songs, because he's going to be making a movie, and he wants to see if he can do the music for it. And so my publisher flew me out to L.A. out here, and Dennis took my songs around and showed them to Phil Spector, and at the end of it, he said, will you go down to Peru with me? I'm making this movie, which was the last movie. And he took me down there to do the music for it.
I was just remembering the plane trip down to Peru was one of the scariest things I've ever been in. I mean, here was a plane full of strange people, including myself, but they were all so loaded and walking up and down the aisles and singing and dancing, and the plane was rocking. It was some a Peruvian airline. I don't know what it was. It was really a ship of fools, you know. It's amazing that anybody got out of that alive.
By the time I got down to Peru, I think he'd already antagonized the Catholic Church, the military junta, the communists who were building the road that we had to take from Cusco up to Chinchero, where they were filming.
They cast all these friends of Dennis's, Mitchum's son and all these other guys. They were huge guys, and they rode on horses, and they took enormous quantity of serious drugs.
Mixed together with being high in the Andes, in the cocaine capital of the world. It was a very insane scene. But it was, for me, it was an interesting introduction to the film, to movies, you know.
Or what was happening.
I was convinced that we had a good movie in a can, and so we all come back. Dennis goes to Taos, New Mexico, and I think he bought D.H. Lawrence estate, which is a beautiful compound and all, and he decided he's going to edit the film there. Of course, he invited all his buddies and everybody, and it was an endless 24-hour parties, you know, and all that stuff, you know, and spending money and all, and everybody was talking into or giving advice, you know, you should do this, that. And basically what had happened, really, Dennis screwed it up, you know, in editing, you know, and he didn't let anybody, a professional editor, come in, and that's what he should have done.
He was pretty much going his own way. I think Dennis had probably been fighting so long to do it his way that when he got a budget which seemed outlandish at the time, I think it was $1 million, he was not going to be pushed around by anybody.
I wasn't going to re-edit the movie, which is what he wanted me to do.
They recut it.
No, they never could recut it because I had final cut. But I had final cut and cut my own throat.
The picture's demise was the first threat to the new power studios were giving directors.